Hey everybody, welcome back to our video series where we take the Word Wielders, the characters of the unseen, and we're going to break them down for you and show you each one of their gifts and abilities as they progress through the game. We're also going to dive a little bit into their personal weapons and some other unseen rules that you might not have noticed. So I hope these videos are going to be helpful for you guys. Stay tuned. Here's the next one. All right, everybody, today is going to be about River, the Widow Prophetess. Now, she is a very dynamic character. Right out of the gates, she hits really hard. She's a great healer, and as she progresses, she can put out an enormous amount of damage. And if you guys get into the novel, which is the Chronicles of the Unseen, Origins of the Word Wielders, you'll find out all the backstories on these characters. There's also some bios on our website you guys can check out if you like. But River here is the leader of the group, and she is a force to be reckoned with. Now, her starting weapon is Growing Knowledge. Now, this is a prayer type weapon, and it has a distance of 0 to 1. This prayer uses the gift in his time. Now, River is an edifier. She has a +1 light boost whenever using weapons with this little icon in the upper right-hand corner. So those are prayer type weapons. Let's talk about her first ability, In His Time. In His Time is very simple. You can look it up in the quick guide, but I'll just explain it to you really quick. If she rolls and she misses, let's say she rolled a 6, she gets one more shot to roll again. Remember guys, every wielder in this game has specializations, but you can wield any type of weapon in your arsenal. It doesn't matter if it's ranged. So let's just say you had a prayer type weapon here, but you were dealing with a lot of fear. She could also be carrying a melee weapon, which would give her advantage against fear, because fear cannot be hit from a distance. So just keep that in mind. Let's get into her gifts and abilities. So let's just say you take down the blue Stronghold of Doubt. She will reveal her gift, and it is Anointing. She also gets another little extra buff here. Anointing, free action. Anytime during the chosen phase, you may spend action tokens as if they were guidance prayer tokens to pray for healing. Pray for healing is now a trust of 7. You also have a +1 guidance boost. So what that means is, let's just say River is burdened here and she wanted to pray for healing, and she already spent her guidance prayer praying for deliverance. She can continue to use those action tokens to pray for healing. Now, normally healing is a 10, but if you have Anointing, it takes it to a trust of 7. So normally you needed a 10 or better. Now you only need a 7. So that makes her a great healer. Also, she gets a +1 guidance boost to all of her guidance rolls. So with her, when she's using this ability and it's active, she actually only has to roll a 6. And also this applies to any other guidance prayer. So let's just say she wanted to pray for a miracle. Normally a miracle is only a 12. She would only have to roll an 11. And that goes for any other guidance prayers. So you've defeated the Prince of Doubt, and you and your team of wielders have gained your next ability, which is the yellow refinement level, the Helmet of Salvation. In her case, she gains the gift Word Wielder. It's a free action. Place a page of light token here. Anytime during the chosen phase, you may spend this page token as if it were an action token to make a combat roll using a prayer type weapon, if one is equipped. Reset this token at the beginning of each chosen phase. So basically, folks, this is what's going to happen here. If she is wielding a prayer type weapon of any kind, maybe she has one in her alternate hand. So how this works is you're going to have a purple page here, or any page. You can make an extra combat action by spending this as an action, and then pick your target and strike. But it cannot be done during darkness phase. All right, let's move on to the next section here. So you've defeated the Queen of Guilt, and you, as a team, have earned your red refinement level, the Sword of the Spirit. Now, in River's case, she earns Emmanuel Prayer. For every darkness hit with a prayer type weapon, remove 1 additional darkness of any other type, including fear, within the same zone, SP any. You cannot remove 2 of the same darkness type. Now, this kind of has layers of strategic advantages here, guys. Let me just set up a quick example for you. Now, keep in mind, during this video, we're going to be using painted miniatures because they look better on screen, but this is what the miniature of River would look like out of the box, ready to paint. Feel free to use these as examples for how you guys might want to paint your minifigs as you play through the game. So, all right, so let's go over Emmanuel Prayer. For every darkness hit with a prayer type weapon, remove one additional darkness of any other type, including fear within the same zone, SP any. You cannot remove 2 of the same darkness type. Okay, so let's just say River was over here. She's bound because she's in there with the horde, so she's obviously going to attack this hatred here. And let's just say she was successful. She then removes the top card, which is the hatred, and she can go through the rest of the deck and pick any other enemy type. Now, fear can only be hit with melee weapons typically, unless you have something that says otherwise. So this would be a really good opportunity for her to take this guy out, because normally she wouldn't be able to hit it with prayer type weapons unless she had a melee weapon equipped. So that's how Emmanuel works. You cannot remove 2 of the same enemy type. It has to be an alternate type. So if there's 2 suffering there, you only get 1 hit. Let's move on to the next one. So you've defeated the Counselor of Fear, and you and your team have revealed your green refinement level. Awake from the darkness. This is one of my personal favorites. So if your guard fails, before taking a burden, you may choose an equipped weapon and roll your light die. If it succeeds, your target is hit. If you miss, you automatically suffer the effects of its strike. This cannot be done during darkness phase. Let me give you an example. So let's just say River's over here, and Key has moved over here. Now, River goes to attack the enemy in her zone. So she's going to go after this sickness. And let's just say she failed. She rolled a 9. She needed a 12. She did not hit, so then she has to guard. So I'm going to go ahead and guard. Now, she rolled a 1, and the enemy was a 6. That means I take a hit. Well, if I have Awake from the Darkness, if my guard fails, I get 1 more chance to try to hit. So I'm going to try to attack again. I got a 4. She has in his time on her weapon that she used, so she's going to roll 1 more time. And she got a natural 20, thereby hitting the enemy. Now, if she would have missed this parry attack, we'll call it, she would have actually taken the burden. So basically what this does is it allows you to hit just before you would take any damage. Okay, you've defeated the Duke of Sickness, and now you and your team have earned your next level, which is the Purple Refinement level. Now, River earns dual wield prayers. Now, we've discussed this with previous character videos, but if this is the first video you're watching, I'm going to go through it. At this point, if you have a prayer in your main hand and a prayer in your alternate hand, this die is always going to represent that weapon, and you're going to put an alternate colored die, we'll go with white, on the right hand side. So, or we call it your alternate hand. So when she goes to attack, she chooses her target. She uses both weapons because she has 2 prayers equipped. So she's going to take both dice, roll them at the same time. Now if one hits and one does not, you still hit your target. So now keep in mind, your weapons still use their blessings. So for instance, in this case, let's just say she missed with both hands and she would have to block a strike back. Well, this weapon has in his time, so you would get a chance to re-roll that and hopefully get yourself a hit. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so you've defeated the King of Suffering. You and your team have earned the Black Refinement level, which is the Belt of Truth, and River gains herself Bended Knee. You have a +1 light boost when targeting with prayer-type weapons. This gift stacks with itself and other light boosts. All right, so pretty simple. You get a light boost. Light boosts go towards these dice. This is your light die, D20. Now, these also apply if you're dual wielding on both hands. She would have a light boost here because she's using these type of weapons. And some weapons might even give you another light boost. So let's just say she's wielding the Voice of Thunder. She get a distance of 0 to 1 and a +1 light boost. So if you see this little icon right here, that also adds a light boost. So with Bended Knee, she gets a +1, and a +1. All right, let's go for her white level. This is the final level in the game. Now keep in mind, again, the way to get white level as you're playing and progressing through the campaign is if your green die is a 10, which is your faith die, and this is a 6, meaning the enemy hit you the hardest and you had a perfect block, you get perfect faith, which automatically allows you to gain this level for the remainder of the game. And it cannot be burdened. Keep that in mind also. So Barrage. If you clear a breach, you may also remove the top 2 darkness cards in that dark zone, if any. Okay, so let's just say River is in this zone back here, and she wants to close this breach. Well, she rolls to attack. She's successful. The breach is closed. Now, because she closed that breach in there and she has Barrage, she gets to take the top 2 cards off of this deck. There's only 1 card left in there. That's a way to wipe them out fast. So that is Barrage. Well, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Keep in mind that we're going to be doing more of these videos, 1 for every character, so that's 9 videos. I'm going to try to put 1 up a week. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Check us out on theunseen.game.com. And remember, the game is available now. And we're going to be doing some other videos on how to play PvP and some other things. If you like this video, if it was helpful for you, please like, subscribe, post, share. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.